All right, so Can Jam last year in California, fun times, tons of IEMs. But there was one specifically that was really, really super cool. It was an IEM that was a collaborative IEM that was made between Campfire and a man named Alessandro Cortini. Fun fact, he's the only Italian American that has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Alessandro is a musician, plays synthesizer, keyboards, bass, guitar, just all arounder, composer, awesome dude. And he's played with the band Nine Inch Nails, which I'm a huge fan of. And he and Ken Ball over at Campfire decided to work together on IEM. And it was just cool that he was there because you got to meet him, talk to him, and find out like the name of the IEM is named after his daughter. So I've always said that it's always great to be able to go out, go to Can Jams, test some stuff out, but you also get to meet some cool people that you probably not otherwise meet in life. So that's pretty awesome. So special shout out and thanks to A Screamin' because this is his set. But today we are going to be reviewing the Campfire Audio Clara. All right, so we're going to talk about today the Campfire Audio Clara. This is a titanium version, so it retailed for $3,000. The regular version, which is this pretty blue shell, retails for $2,000. It has one dynamic driver, a 10 millimeter dynamic driver. It also has one Knowles dual diaphragm mid BA and one Knowles dual tweeter. I wanted to note, just because this is a loaner for my boy, A Screamin', that this is the Bryce Audio Orochi cable. This is not the standard cable that comes with it, and it retails for $2,359. All right, let's have a little bit of a closer look at the Clara. It is a beautifully sculpted IEM, and honestly one of the most comfortable I've ever worn. I think the titanium looks really, really good on these. Extremely comfortable and nice to wear IEM. All right, so the Clara is a very, very comfortable IEM. It's one of the most comfortable I've ever had in my ear. Easy to slip in. The titanium is very light and capable of listening to it for long extended plays. So pound for pound, the Clara is actually probably the most comfortable IEM I've ever had in my ear. All right, so how does the Clara sound? I've said that right now, the $2,000 price point is a price point where you can pretty much quit. Like, you really don't need to go higher. You can if you want to, but there's so many bangers at the $2,000 in and around price point that it's a great time to be alive, especially a shopper. And if you could afford to pay that much money, you could just ride off into the sunset. Well, Clara is another one that's just awesome. So let's start with the bass. The bass is just incredible, immersive, thick, and it hits when it needs to hit. If it doesn't need to hit, you have all this texture. It's just a great sounding bass. Like when you throw in stuff like Buried a Friend, it does the thump. If you're doing stuff like Michael League and Bill Lawrence, the piano sounds natural, especially in the low register, and when he's playing low on the guitar, it sounds phenomenal, and it's not too in your face and pushy. So it's just a great all-around sound when it comes to just that type of music. Or you switch to classical and you've got this beautiful expansive stage because you're getting into the mids, and the mids sound just wonderful. Instruments sound like they should sound. Timbre is great. Treble is smooth. There's extension there, but it's not in your face. So it's just kind of like a great freaking chill set where you can just chill, listen to many genres of music, and completely enjoy it. It's like so well tuned that way. It's just a great sounding IEM. And I've said before, I feel like the musicians that transition into making these or working on IEMs together do it so beautifully well because, for one thing, they listen to instruments all day, so their brains are tuned to hear things a little bit differently than they normally would. So just that fact and just the way this thing sounds is just absolutely great. It's one of the better sounding IEMs that I've heard completely. So you can throw, like I said, different genres of music. Polyphia sounds really darn good, especially that bass hit and playing God. Um, just the layering and the Steve Vai track where all the guitars are playing at once, but they're all playing something different. Sounds absolutely beautiful. Senkato, throw that in there. Um, Marcin, especially with his one with the Polyphia guy. Like, it sounds awesome, but it's just not even guitars, drums, snares, cymbals. Everything sounds right. I've heard that he wears these on stage as monitors, and it makes sense because of the way they're tuned. You want everything to sound realistic, and this IEM does an extraordinary job of that. So it's a very, not busy, but it's a very full area in that $2,000 price range, but definitely Clara sound wise sticks out as a very, very good IEM. So, is the Clara a buy? Definitely. It's one of those ones that just you can slap on your music, sit back, and completely become immersed and enjoy it. And at that price point, with all the other ones that are there, it pretty much is the best sitting there. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next video.